Alright guys, I'm back. Long overdue here, but we're going to fill you in on kind of what's been going on over the past week. Worked most of the week, took off on Friday and went to Knoxville and got parts from the Sky program. More about that in a minute. We've ordered a bunch of parts. So we've got stuff like cowling, engine mount. Univair is supposed to make me an engine mount. I'm excited to see what this is going to be like. When I ordered it from them, they called me and said it wasn't in stock. And they were just going to make it if I was patient, which, yeah, it sounds super great. Ton of parts ordered through Spruce. I think I've got like $6,000 in parts ordered already, and there's still a little bit more. Like, I need to get steering rods. I know I need those. Those will have to come through Univair, I believe. They're like $528 a piece. It's getting expensive. What else do we got? We didn't even started on any of the stuff for the steering, for the nose wheel. Mainly getting that firewall and stuff put back together. I got those parts back home. Show you some of that. Dawn wants that stuff totally stripped. I imagine it'll get some sort of fine media blast or something to get it stripped to make sure there's no corrosion. We'll get some kind of good primer on it, and maybe even paint before they're installed. And what else will be going on? That's kind of that. So I do want to fill you in on the Sky program. They're at Sky Ranch Airport in Knoxville, Tennessee. It's kind of to the south side. It's an island in the Tennessee River. They got a grass strip that's lined by hangars. Gorgeous river. It is a gorgeous little airport. Super friendly people. They got a flying club there with some really nice planes. I think if you were a pilot in that area, that would definitely be a consideration. I met Jesse Katz and his group. Jesse is a super energetic guy. He's making a huge impact with the kids there. Boy, they're doing so much and they're having fun doing it. The kids are all pretty great kids too, from what I can tell. Just a really wonderful group. They've got a 59 172 Cessna. I believe it's the old straight tail. And it's got a 6-cylinder on it. So I believe that's the 0300 Continental. I believe he talks about it some in the video when we were there. So you'll have to take a look at that. Just a really neat deal. Neat place, neat people. I wish I could have stayed longer. So I'm going to show you guys more on that.
So it's a 59 Cessna 172 straight tail. And
That's got the old 6-cylinder in, right? What's that? 300?
It's a 300.
Yeah.
So it's about 150 horsepower, and it's a Continental. It had been off the radar for about 9 years when we got it. And the gentleman we bought it from said that it had avgas in it when he parked it, and it didn't. It had car gas, and the car gas went bad. It ruined the fuel tanks, it ruined the carburetor, it ruined everything. So we had to take the wings off and bring it home on a trailer. You're kind of you got the experience doing that.
Yeah, it's quite the challenge, and lots of extra hands helps.
It is, and we got a lot of pictures of it and a little bit of video, and then was it going to run? That was the next question. So Gene taught me how to bend tubing and flare tubing, and we replaced all the fuel lines. We rebuilt the fuel selector valve and the carburetor, and we fired it up off of a can that we strapped to the roof, and it started right up, and all the avionics came on, and that was a beautiful day.
So was it painted when you got it and you guys have
It was full paint. The paint was falling off of it. It was real chalky, and it was deplorable. And the goal of the program is to give them the experience of working with their hands and working with tools, and the kids stripped all the paint.
Which is a lot of work.
It is. I mean, look at.
If you had to estimate how many man hours is going to go into this project, what would you guess it would be?
Probably 500 or 600. I'm guessing. That's a total guess.
Right.
But they conditioned all the aluminum. We treated it with iodine and some other chemicals that make it safe for not developing corrosion during its storage period. We found a lot of stuff under the paint. Like if you have an aircraft and it's painted and it's showing signs of corrosion, then underneath the paint is a lot more corrosion that you can't see.
Definitely corroded.
So when we got the paint off, that's when the real work began. So we're deep into it now. You know, why are we doing this? What else are we doing?
We're at a point in society where you have to pay for information or pay for skills. You can't just go somewhere and people teach you for free anymore unless it's an apprenticeship, and then they want you to sign some sort of contract. So for kids to walk into a program where you say, you're here to learn and I'm here to teach, it's an amazing thing. Especially in something that is very taboo anymore. Everybody thinks, well, you got an airplane, you're rich. You're a rich guy, you got an airplane.
I'll tell you what, we're
And
not.
it is so wrong.
I do plumbing by trade, so I literally work on sewer lines and water lines to get the money to do this. And what do?
Truck driver.
Yeah, so we're regular people,
So
and we're a member of this 600,000 plus community of pilots, and even larger with the A&P mechanics and all the support staff with airports.
and there is rich guys in the sport hobby or lifestyle, whatever you want to call it, and they get the attention. If you could afford to go buy a new fancy little jet or a high performance aerobatic aircraft, you're gonna be able to show it off, and that catches attention. But the truth of the matter, that I think that is a small fraction of the community.
Yeah.
I think the community as a whole is full of people like mechanics and retired teachers and you know, drivers and construction workers and the people that are fixing it. The rich guy generally ain't out here working on his plane.
So you don't have to pay to be a member of this program, and you would think kids would come and go, but no. When the kids come into this program, they are dedicated more so than I thought they would be.
So are they running down your door trying to get in?
They are every
And
time.
you gotta meter it so that you don't overwhelm yourself?
We're not at that point. We're holding the membership down. We've got 8 kids, and that's where it's going to remain until we get the plane back in the air. But when we get our next project, we're going to bring out 8 more kids, and we're going to move them through the program. The kids that started this, 2 years ago, they will get to the point where they'll be ready to get their pilot's license in the plane that they restored and made airworthy again. And
So let's think about this. So when you get this aircraft airworthy,
yeah.
you guys will all be going out and you'll be flying, but you'll need something to work on.
Yeah, we're going to get another.
So what is the ambitions for the next project?
We've got our hopes on a tail dragger.
Really?
And, there's a couple out there that I've got feelers out on. Hopefully somebody will donate an aircraft to the program. That would be great. Up until now, it's been all me. I have had some help obtaining the project, but great news is the program owns the airplane now 100%. It's not going anywhere. This airplane is property of the kids that participate in the program. So that to
That's
me,
awesome.
yeah, it took a lot of work to get to that point, but we're here. Stripping the windshield right
Yeah.
where it needs to be until we get the fasteners in them. We have a new windshield underneath.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, it was
So
shipped
will
in.
this be IFR? Or on
Technic-
VFR only?
Technically, it is because it does have the nav radios, but I would not want to fly this plane IFR because it doesn't have up-to-date stuff like a GPS. But we're hoping that some of the manufacturers we talked to at this past Oshkosh trip would step up to the plate, because this plane, while it's going to be white on the fuselage, there's a lot of room for different companies on the airplane.
There's more than just the airplane with that, I think. If this airplane was to become IFR ready,
Yeah,
then your participants
they
in the
would
program
have a chance to train.
would have a chance to get their IFR ticket, which is tremendous for pilots.
We
I mean,
want-
we all
yeah.
look at a PPL as something hard to do, but the truth of the next big step is
Yeah.
IFR.
Yeah, I just obtained my IFR rating. One of the toughest things I ever have done. And if they have a chance to gain that experience, that would be a world of good. And I'm hoping that somebody who sees the program can help us get to that point where we can have this plane up to date IFR. I mean, technically it could be IFR if we have the nav radios certified and everything up to
Yeah,
date.
it's a big step.
But I would not want to be in
But
this
once it
airplane
hits
with-
that point, that's a big step for the participants too.
And we want to see Addie behind the controls of the 150,
Yeah.
the same one that you got your private in.
Yeah. I think setting goals and moving forward to achieve those goals, making them achievable goals, is a huge thing for us in life. It empowers us to move forward. And these are all achievable goals.
I wanted to show you that this actually butted up against here,
Mhm.
and we had to get the rivet heads off the backside to get this
Yeah.
out. So you had rivets here, you had rivets on the skin,
Mhm.
and you had the blind rivets that
Yeah,
were
those would have
underneath
been.
this floor.
Those would have been difficult. You had to use a 90 probably to get to those.
We didn't drill them. I actually just ground the heads off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you weren't worried about damaging this.
No.
That makes sense.
Ground the heads off with this.
Wow.
Broke the blade.
Yeah, it's seen better days. I think the kids dropped it a time or two. Yeah, we broke a few blades. That's okay. That's part of it.
Yeah, you learn it. Wow. Yeah, this has the aftermarket sump. Or not aftermarket. What is that called? The 150
It's a
Club
field drain.
goes through a company and has these set. Yeah, this is a factory.
Okay.
This is an afterthought. It ain't even. I thought it was an 8D. It's not.
Do you have that?
Yeah. Well, I had.
Okay. You need that?
It cleaned. No, I'm gonna buy a new one.
Okay.
They're actually not that expensive.
He's going that way now.
Yeah, I see that. You can see him. He's like right up. Let's see. My finger's too big. There. There he is. He's orange looking.
Got a hitchhiker.
We're bringing back a Hornet, free of charge, from our friend Jesse.
I wouldn't blame Jesse or say that's from Jesse.
It's all Jesse's fault.
No, I don't think so.
He gave us a free Hornet.
I don't think it was him. I think you're wrong.
Eddie's gonna roll down the window.
We're waiting for an exit to come up so we can get rid of our hitchhiker. Without hurting him.
What if he was like a larvae and he was born?
Without hurting us.
In the Jeep.
Is really what we need to worry about, Eddie.
If he stays back there, we're good, right?
Right.
I don't see him no more.
If I get stung while I'm driving,
It's Jesse's fault.
no. It's not Jesse's fault.
It's Dan Greider's fault.
Yeah. It's Dan Crusher's fault. So Dan Greider, I'll be mad if I'm stung.
Either way, we're still
Is he still back there? He's still back there.
Oh well. Wonder how bad they hurt.
I don't want to find out.
We don't have those in Missouri.
Take one for the team then, bud. You can find out how bad it hurts.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah. All you.
I have parts.
Huh?
Huh?
Parts.
Look at you.
Parts.
Smile, old man.